about it. Okay, so we haven't seen the lab for the previous class, right? So we continue with it from there and then we'll see about it. Actually, the lab is going to be about the Go Fish, actually about the fishing campaign. So what is the tool which we're going to use? And I'm going to show you the kind of tutorial of it. So just give me a second to share my monitor. And we'll continue from there. Actually, I think you can able to see it in the end of it, end of the session. Okay. Just give me a second. I can able to share my PPT. Just a minute. Having a issue, just give me a few minutes, guys. Good. It's okay. Let's go. Let's continue with our the Go Fish tool actually. Yeah, here is the fishing. Yeah, the mission is already started. Okay, good to go. So here is guys, actually it is the Track Me lab here. So it is going to be already started. So yeah, okay. So here they have already given us some the tutorials kind of thing here in the Track Me. But I can't able to explain you with the whole thing, right? So it will be take us time. So that is why. But to be short in this here, so what we are going to see is we'll be seeing the 1 second. Let me answer this. Social engineering, the psychology which we are talking about. What is the type of phishing campaign do the red teams do get involved? It is spear phishing. Okay. Think we can skip to the others. Let's see. Oh, we don't need this. Yeah, obviously here it is. Okay. So here is the lab they are given. I'm opening it in a new tab here. Here, I'm using the colleague here. So this is the Go Fish framework, guys. Okay. The default password is like actually they are given the username password like admin and Track Me. But when you are like installing this framework into your the default credentials would be admin and admin. So you have to change it. Okay. So it is a local host kind of server thing. So you have to host it in your local host. But here in the tutorial here, we are like hosted in the like a cloud manner in a container. So that is why we are logging in using a URL link. Okay. So this is a tool. So we have landing page, sending profiles, account settings, etc. Okay, so using this tool, we are going to create a profile. So here is they are also given the image to do the same thing. So and we have to name it as a local server, but actually we can able to give whatever the name we want. Okay. The name local server interface is going to be SMTP itself, and they're given as from no reply. Actually, this is going to be the phishing, actually the legitimate email. Whichever the organization you are impersonating, so you have to give that email address. And the host is I'm going to serve it in the local host. That is why I'm giving the local host IP address. Okay, so now the profile is set. So let's move on with the others. So here it is going to be the template of our the source code or the source of the email. So we can't able to give it as it is as an email. We have to give it as a like HTML source. So it doesn't matter actually. We can easily create it. So we have some templates in the GoFish itself. So we can work it using that also. So we can also see the preview of it. So what kind of the mail or the things they have, like we want us to show to our target. So they are also having some templates in it. So it is going to save us time. So we don't need to like even write it from the scratch. So here is the template. So this is going to show them a login page. So whomever is clicking in our link, so it is going to show us this source code or this page to them. So I'm going to name this as an Acme login. So if we are targeting an Acme, like an Acme company here, it is an IT support. So this is going to be showing like this. Okay, so this is the actual look like. So it is giving us the preview of it. So whomever is going to like log in or giving their username and password, it is going to come to us. Or whomever has clicked the link, it will be showing to us. These people are clicked it, and these people are like trying to log in, and etc. etc. Okay, so this is the actual lookalike. We can actually change it to any other things, but the thing is we have to write it. So what we have to show to them, we have to write it. So what are the things we need? Capture the data, or we need to like capture the password, right? So that is why we checked it, the checkbox. So now the template is also ready. Oh, sorry, the landing page is ready. So now let's move on to the further. Now the email template here we have. So this is going to be the email content, the structure of the email. Okay, so what to show in the email content. Before that, we have created the landing page for the given link. So this is going to be our lookalike email. Hello, you have received the new message or something, something. Okay. So let's see how to create this. Okay, so we are going to create the new template. So we can actually click it in the template button also. We can easily create it, but we are going to create a new template. So I'm naming this template as email one. You can able to have multiples of templates too. According to the need, we can able to change it. Subject is new message received. The same subject which will show it in their subject box. Okay, so this is going to be our email. Actually, most of you know, I think so. The email is in a HTML format. Okay, it is not in a text format. It will be in HTML format. Use the below given link to reset your password. And actually, we can write it whatever we want. And this is going to be the link. Actually, it is already given in the landing page option itself, but it is okay. Yeah, here it is asking for the email. The protocol is others. URL is this. So now it will be changed instead of text into an URL now. Now it will be a given link, like a clickable link. But the thing is, it says like admin.acme something something, or like a legitimate link. But the thing is, it is not a legitimate one. It is going to go to the landing page which we created, but it will look like a legitimate one. So nobody can able to like suspect any like a phishing link or something. Okay, template is now added successfully. So now we are into the user and groups. So this is the page, like this is the option where we can add like number of emails which we want to say or send. Okay, we can able to add it here. Actually, I'm going to name this group as targets. Oh, target is enough actually. So here they have given us 3 emails. Actually, in the real time, we can able to give the legitimate emails, but the thing is, we can't able to wait for the packet to click, right? That is why we are using this the lab kind of thing. So it is an automated thing, which will like log in as this URLs or this Gmails, and it will try to log in whichever we are sending to this emails. Okay, so here I've only like added 3 members, but in the actual real world, it would be like hundreds and hundreds of email IDs. So the data will be leaked in the data breaches, right? So from there, the attackers would get the emails and then they would start this kind of a campaign. And instead of this like support and things, they would be given us some like greeting things, like greet things like kind of, if you logged in, you can get this voucher or you can get an extra GBs of data or so on and so on. Okay. So now let's go with this link. So the campaign name is going to be campaign 1. The email template, we have to select which of the email template which we created and the landing page which we want to, which we have created, and the URL is going to be this. and it is in the local server we are hosted. Okay, are you sure launch? Okay, the campaign is now scheduled. So the two emails has been sent instead of three. Maybe he won't be like, yeah, there is an error for it. Yeah, they want to like show us the real time kind of thing. So it is an error. So this email is not valid, I think so. But let's see. So we can see that email sent or submitted data, etc., etc. We have to just wait a few more seconds. So it is the error means it is not a legitimate email. And it has like sent to Martin and Brian. Okay. We can also see that which system they are using, which browser they are using. And we can also see the passwords and things. So let's see. It is only sent, it is not like open. They haven't even opened it. The status is still email sent. I think we have to reload it. Okay, after reload also it is not showing. But in the real world scenario, it would be like hundreds and hundreds of details here. The entries will be here. Okay, it is still taking some time. I think we have to wait for some times. Yeah, after a minute and providing the followed instructions. Okay. I think it is going to take hardly a minute. Now it is. Email is opened by one, clicked by one, and submitted data is also one. So the Brian has clicked over the phishing link now. And if we click on this entry, we can see, yeah, he's logged in Linux and using Firefox, and his password is this, and the username is also Brian. So we easily got his credentials and submitted. It is correct. And that is how it is done, guys. To drop or to tender money. Actually, these are all theories. We don't need to go with this. So yeah, so this is how the GoFish tool works. And actually similar tools are there. So this is the exact same methodology to work on it. So we have to create some profiles. We have to create email template. We have to create the login templates or login page template or like, yeah. And once everything is done, we have to create our campaign and I'm mentioning everything what we have done and then good to go. And we started the campaign and everybody, whomever is clicking the link, it will show the clicked list, and whomever has submitted the data, it is also going to mention. So this is how the GoFish works. Okay, now let's dive into our theory. Now, let's continue. So now we are going to see the network level attacks and countermeasures. So I think we are going to see like 3 attacks kind of thing. Okay. So we'll be starting with the understanding the packet sniffing and types of sniffing. And we'll be seeing the DOS and DDoS attacks and differentiate between those things. And also we're going to see some hijacking, session hijacking things. Okay. Also sending recordings. So these recordings are already available. If you go through the WhatsApp group, you can easily get their link. Okay. So now we are going to see sniffing, understanding sniffing. Packet sniffing. Packet sniffing is the process of monitoring and capturing all data packets passing through the given network using some software application or hardware devices. Actually, it is mostly will be the software applications. The hardware will be like it is there, but it is just to have an access point to the network. So once an access point we are having, we have to use a software application to sniff any packets which is coming and going through the network. So it will be mostly consist of hardware plus software or software only. So we can easily like have a connection to our like a victim, and then we can able to connect with the network and we can able to sniff from there. So it allows an attacker to observe and access the entire network traffic from a given point in order to gather sensitive information such as telnet, passwords, email traffic, syslog traffic, etc. So even though, as I already said, like while you are in a like a firewall like kind of thing, so in order to like the firewall has to go through each and every traffic, right? So mostly the entire the internal network won't be having an encrypted traffic, but the outside traffic would be encrypted, but the inside traffic wouldn't be. So that is why if we connected with an internal network, we can easily sniff for the passwords. So that is how we can pivot to the another system. And yeah, you can see that we have connected as like here, the attacker is connected using the NIC card in a switch. So from this, like whatever the packets is coming through and going out, we can easily have it in our hands. So it might be switch, here it is switch, it might be a router, it might be an access point, it might be a Wi-Fi, it can be anything in a network device. Even it can be a system also, we can able to sniff. If that particular device is connected to the network, we can easily gather things because the packet is going to be transmitted across the network, right? So if I'm sending a hi to a particular system, like to this like red shirt system, it is going to like go to the blue shirt girl and the switch and the internet, like not the internet, to the internet every devices. So once the red t-shirt system is acknowledged the connection, and then the hi would be sending to here. So, but the thing is, it is going to transfer it through the network, so we can able to easily capture it. Okay, that is how the sniffing works. So, as we guys already know, if you guys familiar with the layers, the OSL layers, we can easily get to know that the each and every data is going to be transmitted across the network through packets. Like each and every data would be created as a chunks, and then it would be sent it through the network or like wired or wireless connection. Right. So types of sniffing, we have passive sniffing and we have active sniffing too. Okay. The active sniffing too. So in passive sniffing, like passive sniffing, we won't be having a direct connection to the target, but in the active sniffing, we'll be switching into the network based things. So like we'll be using the MAC flooding, DNS poisoning, we can able to do it in the active sniffing, ARP poisoning, DHCP attacks, switch port stealing and spoofing attacks. Spoofing attacks is nothing but we'll be copying the MAC address and IP address of a victim device, and then we'll be starting our attack from it. Can be any attacks here in order to hide from the blue tips. Okay, so it involves the injecting address resolution or ARP packets into the network to flood the switch content addressable memory. So the whole network is going to be done. So no one can able to like send and receive any messages or any data across the network. Okay. How an attacker hacks the network using sniffers. So here are some like images are given. An attacker connects to like his desktop or laptop to a switch port. It can be a switch port, it can be Wi-Fi, it can be any access point. Okay, first that. And he or she identifies the victim machines to the target or his or her attacks. So who is going to be target? He is going to be chosen it from the network. And the traffic design for the victim's machine to redirect the attacks. So it will be going redirecting each and every data is going like to the attacker's machine, and he or she will runs the discovery tool to learn about network topology. So he is going to map each and every devices connected to the network, and he would be starting the poisoning attack like ARB spoofing and things. And the hacker extract the password and sensitive data from the redirected traffic. So every traffic is going to be redirected to him like a middleman, and then it is going to the other systems. So that is why we can able to gather the things. Okay. And protocol vulnerable to sniffing. So here we can able to see some protocols, the Telnet, HTTP, POP. The thing is, these are all the protocol which is not encrypted. So we can able to see everything as a clear text format. Each and every protocol which is mentioned here, we can easily read it in a clear text format. So that is why these are all vulnerable for sniffing. So if the organization is using in their like this protocol in their internal network, you can easily sniff it. Okay. So now we are in MAC flooding. So MAC flooding involves flooding of the CAM tables with the fake MAC addresses and IP paths until it's full. So the CAM table is nothing but each and every routers will have a copy of each and every system's MAC address in order to like have a like identification for it. Okay, so the thing is like whenever a new computer is connecting, the MAC address of the connected device would be added to this CAM table. Okay, so that is what we are going to do. So if we flooded the CAM table, the switch will be full, the memory of the switch will be full, and there won't be any passing through. The traffic won't be passing through the switch. So like by this, we can able to take down the whole network. So this is what MAC flooding is. So we will be flooding like a random MAC address to the CAM table. Okay, so this is the tool which they have used for the MAC address. So they are using their Ethernet connection. So it will be the local network. Okay, actually just for the sample things. So if it is in the real world, we have to mention which adapter we have to use. So it would be multiples of Ethernet if you are using like an attacking device. So you have to select the right Ethernet adapter. Okay. So let's continue here. So DHCP starvation attack. So DHCP, can you guys give me any like what is DHCP? DHCP. Does anyone know? Why we are using it? Because the internet has a public IP address, right? And the internet network has a like private IP address. So it will be in like a translator in the middle of the both the things for the internet world and the local world. Okay, so why we have need the DHCP in the first place? Because we are using the IPv4 for internet connections. We are not using IPv6. Uh, the IPv4 is a limited number of combinations we can able to produce. So if we like use the IPv4 for each and every machines like a static one, so we can't able to work. So we have to like starve, right? So that is why we are using this DHCP protocol in the first place. So it is going to assign and a private IP address for a local machines. So while it is going through while the local machines is transferring the data through the DHCP protocol out to the internet world, it is going to switch to the public IP address. So each and every devices will have a private IP address, but while it is like going through the DHCP to the internet, it is going to go as a public. And while it's coming back also, it will be identified which user it is going to give the data and it is going to give the data. So this is why we are using DHCP in the first place. So what is DHCP starvation attack? The starvation attack is a process of inadvertently the DHCP servers with a fake DHCP request and using all the available IP address. So I think you can easily get it by this the explanation here by the line itself. But to be like put it in a simple words, so we have like only like few combination of IP address for the local network, local subnetwork. What I would do is, or what the attacker would do is, he would constantly ask for like the private IP address to the DHCP protocol with a different MAC address. So the what the DHCP would think it is like each and everything is a new device. So it is going to try to give each and every request a new IP address. So once it is done, so it would be like crash. So the DHCP would be crashing and the device can't be able to use. So this result in denial of service attack. So where the DHCP server cannot issue a new IP address to a genuine host request. So before that, what I would do is, or the attacker would do is, he would disconnect each and every devices in the DHCP, and then it immediately he would start this attack. So what is the legitimate hosts or users can't able to get a IP address and he can't able to connect with the local network or even the internet also. So this is how the DHCP starvation attack works. Okay, let's continue. And we have ARP spoofing attack. The ARP spoofing, it is the protocol used for mapping an IP address to a physical machine address, which is recognized in the local network. So this ARP, why it is used for is to recognize the devices, and why it is mainly used for to predict the shortest route possible to the particular destination. So that is why there will be map of the physical addresses, like whichever the possible way to like efficiently to transmit a data. So what we would do is we would be portioning those records. So the involves sending a large number of forged entries to target the machine's ARP caches. So if the ARP caches is full, so there won't be any transmission of data in the network. Hence, it would be denial of access to to any users in the network. So this is how this attack going to happen. So here is the table of ARP cache. So here we would be giving the fake IP address and MAC to overflow it, and once it is overflowed, the network will be down. Okay, now let's move further. So these are all the tools for ARP poisoning. So we have ARP spoof, and this is actually easy. We are calling the tool, and we are giving which adapter we are going to use and which range of IP address we are going to use for the poisoning. So we are taking this range 10, 10, 10, and it is starting from 2 to 10. So it is going to only take this range. But in the real world, it would be like 10 to 11 or 10, like 20 and 10 or 250 or something. So it would be multiples of catches. But if you're only targeting a small device, it would be very easy. ARP, actually, it is already mentioned over here. It is, yeah, address resolution protocol. Okay, that is ARP. But the actual the working of the ARP is to map the devices which are connected in the network to have an efficient connection to it. It will be having a shortest route possible. Would be saved it in the caches. So we can use other these tools. Like most of the people would use the EtherCap and BetterCap. But yeah, so these are all the normal tools we can able to use. Actually, every tool is similar. Every tool is a like CLI version. Okay, there won't be any CG like a GUI version here. Okay, so now we are in MAC address spoofing or duplicating. So you guys obviously come across with this. The thing is, we would be having like copying the MAC address of a legitimate user, and we would be changing our MAC address to his MAC address. So you can see that here his MAC address is A, B, C, D, E, F. And what the attacker would do is, no, my MAC address is this. So the data would be confused to where the switch will be confused, especially. So where the destination is to switch. So there will be like access of denial of access would be there. And also the other thing would be we can able to do with the MAC spoofing is the attacker would have a fax machine or any like a printing machine. So usually the printing machines would transmit or like only receive data, right? So it won't be like mentioned as a like a device in the firewall. So what the attacker would do is it would be like for like spoofing the MAC address of the fax machine or the printer machine, and he would be starting the attack from there. So the WAF won't be like triggering or giving any like alerts to the SOC team. So in order like we can able to gain an access to the network also, and then we can able to sniff from there itself, and nobody can able to suspect our entry to the network. And DNS spoofing is also same. So DNS as the domain name server poisoning is an unauthorized manipulation of IP addresses in the DNS cache. So instead of ARP cache, we are using DNS, the domain name system, and or domain name server here. And a corrupted DNS redirects a user request to the malicious website to perform a illegal activity. So instead of a legitimate URL, we would be giving the poison DNS. So instead of Yahoo, we have to give it. We would be giving a different one. So for the user, he would be like going into the Yahoo itself, but he would be transferring into our malicious server instead of a Google server or a Yahoo server. This is how the DNS poisoning works. Okay, so we'd be transferring into our own local server or the malicious server, and whatever he's doing over there, it would be recorded, and then it is go to a legitimate Google server itself, like a man-in-the-middle attack also. This is a similar kind of technique. So here, for sniffing purpose, we be mostly using Wireshark. Actually, every users or every cybersecurity professionals would use Wireshark for sniffing itself. For the even network professionals will also use the Wireshark to capture interactively browser to traffic, not only browser to traffic, even in the local network, the Ethernet, or even Wi-Fi. So we can able to capture each and every traffic using this Wireshark itself. So the alternative tools are here. Actually, most like each and every tool here, it is a GUI version. Okay, it is not CLI. So sniffer is coming under GUI versions. Okay. Yeah, actually, I mostly definitely use Wireshark itself, and we are also going to see what do we say, like a lab in this. Okay. So actually, we are going to like easily complete it today. So we are only having less number of PPTs today. Okay. So what are the countermeasures we can able to do with sniffing? So we can able to restrict physical access to the network media to ensure that a packet sniffer cannot be installed. So packet sniffer or access point, like you guys might be comes across with the rubber ducky, the pen drive kind of thing, which where we can able to plug it in any devices to have an access point. So we have like multiples of device like that where we can able to have an access point. You might be seen in your offices or in your like educational purpose, like your colleges or in your educational institute, you might be seeing there will be a box, kind of a microwave oven, kind of looking like this. It will be like logged in. The thing is, in that box, we'll be having routers and switches, and it would be locked. It would be only accessed by the authorized persons. Why it is locked? Because no one can able to plug any like the packet sniffer devices to the network, like physically. So that is why it is. So it is a good practice to have so like such kind of boxes. Okay, and use then end-to-end encryption protocols or to protect the confidential information. That is why the encrypted protocols were created. But in some organizations, they are still using the unencrypted protocols to have a what do you say, like to analyze those traffics. Actually, it is good for one view and it is not good for other view. But if your internet network is safe, like you have a very good firewall, you can able to use the unencrypted traffics. But the thing is, it is like advisable to use an encrypted traffic, but in order to go with an encrypted traffic firewall, you have to pay some extra like money to have the firewall. So that is why most people would go for unencrypted traffics, sorry, unencrypted protocols, and permanently add a MAC address of the gateway to the ARP caches. So we'll be having a permanent MAC address for each and every devices, like permanent MAC address in the sense MAC address is a permanent thing, but the thing is. It would be burned to the caches of the ARP. So that won't be needed for any like extra cache. It doesn't need it if we have permanently embedded the MAC address into the ARP caches. So there is no need for like adding any extra MAC address into the caches. So hence the ARP poisoning won't be happening. And use of static IP address and ARP tables to prevent attackers from adding spoofed ARP entries for missions in the network. And turn off the network identifier broadcast, and if possible, restrict the network to authorized users to protect the network from being discovered with sniffing tools. So here we have to turn off the network identifier broadcast. So as I said, whenever we are transmitting a data, it will be broadcast to each and every devices connected in the network. So you have to turn it off. So, but to turn it off, we have to have another software to do the same thing. Okay, so it will be costly. So that is why most people are using. But if you're not using, if you doesn't need the network identifier in the first place, so it has to be turned off. And only the authorized persons should be having access to those networks or to those devices in order to like avoid from these sniffing tools or sniffing attacks. Okay. So we can also use these sniffer detection techniques like ping methods. Okay, so send a ping request to a suspected machine with its IP address and in an incorrect MAC address, the Ethernet adapter rejects it as the MAC address does not match, whereas the suspect machine running the sniffer responds to it as it does not reject any packets with a different MAC address. So if it is not understandable here, I can able to give you in like a very simple manner. The thing is, if you are suspecting any like a new device suspicious, what you can do is you can simply have a ping request to the particular device. So here, let's take the green shirt girl as like a suspect here. Okay, actually this is admin, so this is suspect mission. They already done it. Okay, so here we can send a ping request to this machine. So here the ping, the IP address is the same here. But the thing is, we are only changing the MAC address in a different MAC address. But here the MAC address is different for the suspect machine. But if the machine is sending a reply back to the admin machine, that the suspect machine is a sniffer. Okay, but here, yeah, there is no response means the suspect machine is not a legitimate or like a sniffer tool in the first place, because the ping won't be accepting. If the MAC address is different, the sniffer tool will give the response or reply back to the target. But in actual like in an actual sniffing means, it would be do it like this. If it is like a legitimate mission means, there won't be any replies. So there won't be any response. So hence the suspected mission won't be a sniffer. So that is how we can able to detect the sniffer using the ping method. And we can also use the DNS method. It is also similar to the the ping method. I think we have some stories. We will use ping IP address only, right? Yes, in both cases, yes, it is true. So what I would do is I would be typing ping and the IP address. But the thing is, we can also mention the MAC address also. It won't be only ping IP address. It also we'll be mentioning the MAC address also if we want to like check the legitimacy of the suspected machine. Okay, so let's move further here. Yeah, so most of the sniffers perform the reverse DNS lookup to identify the machines from the IP addresses. Okay, so from this also, you can easily identify whether this person or this suspected machine is an legitimate one or an like a suspicious or sniffer. Okay, and yeah, sniffer detection technique, IRP methods. So only the machine in the Prometheus mode, the machine C catches the ARP information. So a machine in the Prometheus mode responds to the ping message as it has the correct information about the host sending the ping request in its cache. So the rest of the machines will send an ARP probe to identify the source of the ping request. Okay, so here only whomever is registered in the ARP caches will be sending a reply. So other than that, there won't be any like ping reply. So we can easily identify the suspected mission. So in this image, you can easily see that there is a broadcast ARP packet is sending to each and every devices. So only the legitimate missions are sending the ARP request packet back to the destination or to the sender. So the suspected machine or the sniffer machine is sending a ping reply back instead of an ARP request. So this is how we can able to use the ARP method to identify a sniffer. And actually these are all the manual methods. But nowadays the firewalls and the SOC tools or some tools have already pre-built version of this. So it is obviously automated things. So we don't need to go over the manual thing. But if you are in a network administrator in a small organization, you can use these methods. And now we are in denial of access service or denial of service. Okay. So do you guys having any like have you guys experienced this DOS attacks in any of your life? Like any of your working experience? Do you have anything? Have you faced this DOS attack in real time? Anyone? Not sending packets. Actually, it is not especially packets. It is like request to a server. Actually, so actually, most of the people have like come across with the your college times. So in the college time, when the result is being uploaded in the server, so every student will be trying to access the server in a single time, right? So on that time, so only the first few requests will be having a response. So the rest of the requests would be like in a like a past state. So on the time, so the only the 10 members whomever requested first will be having the response, and the rest of the request would be in a loading stage. So hence there is no load balancing over there. So on the time, no one can able to access the domain. So we might be facing this because it is kind of an DDoS, but it is not unintentional. So in order to evade this, we will be using the load balancer. But here we would be sending like a response, sorry, the request to the traffic, but we won't be expecting anything returns. You'd be sending like using a random IP address and the random request. We can able to crash these servers. Yes, I have done DOS attack through HPing tools. Yeah, it is true. Actually, we will be using HPing, a 3 tool for the DOS attacks. Not only this tool, we have like multiples of Python codes. By using HPing 3, we can only have like minimal of things, and also like the nowadays WAF easily predict whether it is a DOS attack or not. But the thing is, we can able to have multiples of script, and we can able to like what do we say? Have a like a different kind of IP address. So the server won't take a suspicious IP address. Okay, how can I prevent a DOS attack? To have a load balancer and to have a good firewall, good updated firewall. It is. The thing is obviously yeah, it is a good firewall. It is. So we can able to go with the Palo Altos, even Fortinet. Those are all good firewalls to have in order against the DOS attacks. Actually, we have like separate what do we say? what do we say, softwares to detect the DOS attacks. So it would be constantly checking for the patterns of request and the IP address patterns. So whatever the script we are using, it is going to be a pattern, right? So it is obviously going to predict it. But we have like the unpredicted patterns for scripts also, etc., etc. So if we have time, I can also show you that. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's go over the DOS attacks. Yeah, DOS is a denial of access service, is an attack on a computer network that reduces or restrict or prevent accessibility of a system resources to a legitimate users. This is what a DOS attack do. And attackers flood the victim systems with a non-legitimate service request or a traffic to overload the resources. Okay. Actually, the thing is, we have DOS attack. Do you guys know about what is the differentiation between DOS and DDoS? Anyone? So that is why you can easily evade the WAF using the DDoS attacks. It is hard to like track the attacker too in the DDoS attacks. Okay, how the DDoS attack works? So by like this, so we will be using the compromised PCs or the botnets or zombies, so to do the same attacks. So we'll be running the same script in each and every devices in the network, and we'll be starting the attack in the same time. So it would be goes to the targeted server in a different IP address and different request patterns, and the server can't able to identify, and it is going to like try to like answer each and every request, and it is going to crash. So while the attack happening, no one can able to access the machine or access the server. Coding to learn hacking. Actually, there isn't actually. To be honest, I don't even know like programming languages much. The thing is, you should only need an understanding of programming language. Okay. Like kind of like actually I know Python only. I can write codes in Python, but I also know like just to read the JavaScript and also HTML and C programs and etc. etc. I can able to like read the code, and I can able to understand what the program meant to be, what is the functionality of the code. But the actual thing is, if you give me any like project kind of thing to develop any like a web application using some CSS or JavaScript and extra things, I can't able to do it because I don't know how to program. But the thing is, if you give me a source code and ask me to find any like vulnerabilities in it, I can easily do it. The thing is, you just need to know Python. Python is a good script. Actually, everybody is using Python to write their own script, and we can go with the Python actually. And the other like basic knowledge of code is enough to come under the cybersecurity field. Okay. So in DDoS on DOS attacks, we have like multiples of attacks. So instead of an HTTP request, we can able to use a UDP packets to crash the server. Okay, so UDP packets will be sending like UDP packets will be having a replay packets too. But the thing is, after replay packets, the machine has to send a replay packet to like acknowledgement packet to the server. But the thing is, the server would be expecting the acknowledgement packet from each and every packets. So hence it would be flooded. Okay, so it would be having a cache. It would be having in each and every packets and acknowledgement like this. Like what do we say? It would be opened each and every packets to receive an acknowledgement packet. So hence the target would be crashed. So instead of an HTTP, we would be using UDP to flood the attack. Okay, or to flood the server. So instead of UDP, we can also use ICMP. The same thing here also. So if we are having an echo request to the target system or the target server, it would be given as an echo replay. And we need to, or the attacker device need to send a like acknowledgement replay, but there won't be any. So there is like a minimum limit of an ICP echo. So hence, if it is reaches that the saturation point, the server would be crashed. Okay. So how to secure endpoints? So can you give some tools to endpoint? Anyone? Endpoint to security. Actually, for endpoint security, actually we have like multiples of tools. According to the organization, they will be going with that. The thing is, we have like multiples of third-party applications, and actually most of the like the examples of like Palo Alto and Fortinet is also like giving the endpoint security too. So actually, it is kind of a package. You can able to get this as in a package also. So the endpoint security will also comes under this. And actually, if you are using even Zoho is also providing the endpoint security too. So you will be having application in your device, in your like phones or in your laptops, and you can able to use it. Actually, most of the companies are providing the endpoint security. The thing is, there will be a like admin who's monitoring everything, and like employee devices would be installing some program. So it would be connected to the admin. So the admin can anytime he can able to monitor the system of employees, and also he can able to give request to install any device, any like softwares, or he can able to uninstall any devices remotely. He can able to have a remote connection to the desktop or the laptop. And if the employee want to like install any software, he has to have a what do we say, request or like acceptance from the admin. So these kind of software is also available in the industry. Actually, you don't need to worry about this. More it will be taken care of the system administrators itself. Okay. Okay. So ICMP flooding is also similar to the HTTP poisoning. Okay. So yeah, ping of death is also similar. So each and every ping request is also needed a reply, right? So same exact thing. But the thing is, the ping request will have a certain amount of data, like some kind of bytes. So here we can able to use a maximum number of allowed packets. So that is the 65,538 bytes. So if a server is going to process this much data, it is going to be crash, obviously. So it is going to be like for like a 10 ping request would be crashed the target server. But the thing is, like nowadays, is going to like easily find the pings. So that is why I said that the H ping won't work in every time, right? Yeah, the ping of death is nothing but giving them like a big kind of packets, like a random packets, like unwanted data into the ping request. Okay. And smooth attack. The attack spoof the source IP address with the victim's IP address and send a large number of ICMP echo request packet to the IP broadcast network. And this causes all the hosts on the broadcast network to respond to the received ICMP echo request. And these response will be sent to the victim machine and ultimately causing the machine to crash. So here, and if this is my victim machine, so I want to crash this machine means what I would do is I would be copying his IP address and spoofing it to my attacking machine, and I will send it to each and every missions in the network. And each and every mission in the network will give us a replay packet to the victim machine, and hence the machine would be crashed. Okay. Instead of him, I would be taking over his IP address and then I'm sending the attack. That's it. It is going to be easy attack. So you have some tools. Again, you can use the like IPing, HPing 3 tool in order to do the same thing. So here is the sync flood attack. So we would be giving a sync packet, and the host B would be sending us the sync acknowledgement packet or synchronization acknowledgement packet, and the host A should have to give the acknowledgement back. But the thing is, we will be sending a sync packet. We won't be sending the acknowledgement one. So hence, this request would be, or the process would be opened in the host B. Hence, the machine would be crashed. It can be a host machine, it can be a server, it can be anything. We can do this in threat attack. Okay, so these are all the another. This is another technique where we can able to do the same DOS attacks or DDoS attacks. Okay, and here we have fragmentation attacks. So we would be like sending some packets. We'll be like obviously the original packet is going to be separated into segments and then it is going to be sent to the target. But in this attack, we will be only giving some partial fragments, and it won't be a full data. And it would be try to like asking for the same untransmitted packet. So hence the process would be up and running in the target web server, and hence it is going to crash and each and every request. Okay, and yeah, volumetric multiple multi-vector attacks. There is nothing but using like each and every layers in the OSI model. Okay, so we'll be using like multiples of requests, like multiples of different type of attacks. We can use the sync, we can use the HTTP, we can use the like each and every protocols we can able to try to use. So we call it as multi-vector attack. So each and every vector it is now under attack. So the WAF it is like hot and going to be as a WAF and also as a blue team now. Okay. And peer-to-peer attack, it would be like each and every device would be sending a random traffic to the network in order to, like, the traffic would be down or the network would be down. So it is nothing but sending a particular packet, like accessing like one user and to sending it to the other user like this. So instead of user 5, user 1, the attacker would be sending the data to a particular user, and then hence no one can able to suspect the attacker, would be suspecting the other systems. Okay, this is a short version of these. And permanent denial of access service. Actually, it is permanently breaking down the server or a system itself. In order to, like, after the saturation point, it is obviously going to crash, but we can able to do a permanent damage to the servers. So hence they have to, like, you have to change the hardwares of the servers itself. So actually this is hard to do these attacks, but the thing is we can able to do that. You have to only do it in the DDoS attacks, but the real time we won't be having this kind of attacks to be like actually like in any like interaction. We won't be doing this to the clients. Okay, and distributed reflected or reflection of denial of access database, or D or DOS. So this is actually similar to the DDoS, but it would be reflected. It would be coming from it would be like to the victim or to the target. It would be coming from each and every computer, like computers across the globe. So it would be coming from the America or Africa or South Africa, India. It can be anywhere. So the thing is, the actual attacker would be in America, but he would be acting the zombies in the different countries and be sending it to the target devices. So this is what we call distributed reflection of DOS attack. Yeah, we can use HPing also for this kind of purpose. And we have Hulk. Hulk is a reliable tool for this. These are all like other tools we can able to use. And we have GUI versions also and CLA versions also for these DDoS and the DDoS attacks. But like relying on this GUI attacks, you'll be having only like limited access. But if we have a CLA version, we can also have a customized things. And writing a like a own Python script will be like an what do we say? Recommended things or recommended one. Okay. And countermeasures. What are the countermeasures we can able to do? So using a strong encryption mechanisms to those the devices. So if you are using a Wi-Fi, actually it is not WPA2. Actually, it is now it has been upgraded to WPA3. So if you are using your mobile phones now, like accessing this session, you can also go to your Wi-Fi, like the hotspot settings in your device, and you can check whether which security system you are using. Okay, you can use the chats to mention it. If you are using an older device, means it would be WPA2. But if you are using a newer version, a newer device, it would be WPA3. It would be in your hotspot, guys. Yeah, it is WPA3. If you are using WPA2, please make sure whether it is upgradable to WPA3. Why? Because WPA2 has like multiples of vulnerabilities where you can easily like retrieve some data from your traffic. Okay, make sure that is upgraded. Okay. Yeah. Let's go back or continue here. Both are, so yeah, some devices will be having both WPA2 and 3, but make sure you are only using WPA3. How we can able to make upgrade in the WPA2? Actually, it will be mostly in the security patches in your devices, or else you have to like use a newer device. There is no, if your like device is not in like a support means, you have to go for a new device. Actually, most of the Android devices will be having a support of 2 years, maximum is 3 years. But yeah, make sure you are using an upgraded devices. Okay, don't use like older devices if you want to be safe. And block all inbound packets originating from the server's port to block the traffic from reflection servers and ensure the software and protocol are up to date. Here, oh shit. Yeah, and scan the machine thoroughly to detect any anomalies behavior. Anomalies or anomaly is like unpredicted manners or unpredicted pattern of a device. So if a fax machine is there, if it should be only receiving things, it should not transmit any data or packets. So that means that is an anomaly. Okay, so we have to make sure we have to scan each and every devices or like the whole network once a week to have the check whether any anomalies are there or not. And we have to make sure each and every softwares and protocols are up to date and update each kernel version to its latest service or firmware or kernels has to be updated and disable all unused or unsecure services, right? And prevent the transmission of frequently or fraudulently addressed packets at the ISCP or ISP levels. Okay, and we have some protection tools like this, the anti-DOS guardians. Actually, these are all like open source tools we can able to implement in your devices. Okay, the thing is go for unlicensed tools. Okay, these are all like the open source variants. You go with the legitimate licensed tool. Okay, that is recommended. Actually, Cloudflare is like a paid one here. Okay, these tool will prevent you from this. Actually, we can skip the session hijacking, or else we can able to see it in the next session because we don't have time for today. Okay, I'll try to like give you guys the lab for the what we have seen today. The actually we can able to go with the Wireshark. So let me check whether my device is correctly ready or not. Give me a second, guys. Okay, just give me a few more seconds. Okay. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Just build. Actually, which language we have to focus more is Python it is. Okay, so most of the scripts would be in the Jitter. Most of the scripts would be in Pythons. Okay, I can share my screen. Just give me a second. I'm sure my screen is visible for you guys. I hope it is. Okay, so here is the Wireshark tool. Kind of slow here. So you can see that what are the adapters I'm having here. So it is Ethernet connection, and this is for Bluetooth and etc. So if I want to capture anything from this Ethernet connection, I can simply double click on it, and it would be like capturing the packets. I can able to start it or stop it by this clicking on this red button. So now that is like traffic is going on in the Ethernet. So if I want to search anything in the browser, it is going to be come in here. Actually, it is kind of slow. Okay, it is, yeah, it is kind of slow. Let's search for RB itself. It should be mentioning here. So here I like search for an HTTP thing, right? So if I can able to go with the filters and type in HTTP, I can easily get it. So let's go with HTTP2. So these are all like HTTP packets which we have transmitted through this. And the other thing we can easily go by this is like, let me stop this one. Okay, and I'm going with this, going with the flow and looking for TCP streams. So this will give me the request and responses which is coming and going out of this traffic. So here you can see it is not a readable format because it is an encrypted things because it is using HTTPS. That is why. So let me go through. Let me start the capturing, and I'm going with the new. Let's look for uh, Aquanautics Lab. Oh, yeah, I have in mind. Oh, okay, yeah, here it is. No, not this one. Now here it is. Here you can see it is the log symbol is not there, right? So because it is using HTTP, it is not a secured one. So if I am like typing my like root, let me type in something and type in something here. Then we click on login. So there is a traffic created. The request has been sent to the server. But if we go through the Wireshark, continue saying, oh shit, I haven't continued. Okay, continue without saving. Okay, now it is started. So let's do the same. So if I logged in, it would be captured in the Wireshark. Okay. So if I see the flow here, I can able to easily see it. We have multiples of streams. Let me come to each and everything. Okay, no, not this one. I think it is not captured enough. I might be using the wrong internet adapter. Okay, anyways, so let's don't waste the time. Actually, I am having a wait without saying. Actually, here I have a like already like a sample one. Oh, the password is okay. We need a password now. Sure. The password might be. Give me a second, guys. So we are having the. Just give me a second. I'm gonna pass the screenshot. I'm gonna get the password. I thought I'm already having the password. I thought I mean already like decrypted it. Sorry, yeah, like unzipped it, but I haven't accepted. Just give me a second. Okay, so the password is infected underscore the year. So which year we are using? It is 2024. Oh, it isn't working. So it is saying wrong password. Now I can't able to. Just give me a few more seconds, guys. Oh, I have downloaded the correct question. Just give me a few more seconds. Yeah, it still says wrong password. So I'm so sorry we can't able to see the PCAP file. Okay, anyways, I will be showing you in the next session, guys. I'm so sorry. I'll try to turn it on or open the file in the next session. So in the like tomorrow session, I will be starting with the lab itself. Okay, as usual, like as today, what we have just now did the same thing. I will be doing tomorrow as well. So let's start with the PCAP on the next session. So now we'll move on to Q&A. And if you guys having any like questions, please shoot it out now. And if there is no any questions also, just please put it out. There is no questions or no doubts, etc., etc. I hope there isn't no any questions. So we'll close down the today's session and we'll continue from tomorrow. Thank you everyone. Have a great day.